Hey everybody, welcome to Wild Wednesday Live. It's February 23rd already. The month is already almost gone. I'm Raylene Salazar and I'll be the host today. I'm from Just Notions in Quilters Haven. And we like to start with roll call. Of course, all you regulars are already jumping the gun here, getting in there as you're all signing on. We see, everywhere: Wyoming, Louisiana, Reno, California, Fresno, Albany, Oregon, Idaho, more California, Kentucky, New Hampshire. Hi, Adele, who's in Arizona, another Arizona. Let's see, I'm going to keep looking. Minnesota, as everybody's getting on. We're so glad you're here. Mesquite, Texas, Golden, Colorado, Oklahoma. Hey, we'll be coming your way soon. Washington, another Oregon. Wow, all over the place, guys. It's so fun seeing where everybody's watching from every week. It's actually one of mine and best favorite things. So we're always excited to see you signing on. I want to tell you up front before we get started today, we've had all kinds of weird issues because of all the crazy weather everywhere. So we're going to do our best to get through the show today without a whole lot of problems. So first, let me go through some of our housekeeping stuff here. First of all, our next live in-person show is Sacramento. That's March 24th through the 26th. That's at the Cal Expo Center with the fairgrounds there. At this point, I don't believe they're doing any pre-sale for tickets, but once that's up and going, we will let you know. We'll tell you on the show. We'll post it on the Wild Wednesday Facebook page so that you're aware, because that does save a lot of time. And usually there's a discount for buying them a little bit early. So let's see here. Also, if you're new with this, just to kind of tell you what we do when we're at a live show. First of all, I get this echo out of my ear here. When we're at a live show, we do some extra special Wild Wednesdays. So on Wednesday, we give you a behind the scenes look at setup day, kind of let you know what's going to be happening at the show. And then on Thursday and Friday, we'll interview vendors that we don't always get to have on the show just because of their schedules or whatever. So you'll get to see some different vendors. We'll spend time with them. Now, the one thing that's different is when we're on the road at a show, we are on live at 3 o'clock, whatever the local time is where we are. And we have to do that because we need to wait until the crowds have kind of slowed down so that Beth and I can be free to leave our booths and know that there's still going to be enough help to take care of all the customers that are in the booth. So, and again, we're going to keep reminding you of that. We still have about a month before that show. Now, speaking of that show, we've been talking the last couple of weeks about our first ever Wild Wednesday Live after party that we will be having on Friday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. That is going to be at the Arden Star Hotel, which is real close to the fairgrounds. It's on Howe. And tickets are on sale. It's $25. And the ticket is to actually help cover the cost of the room and other things that we have to pay for. So, but part of your ticket, you're also all going to get a goodie bag for coming. We're going to have games and prizes and door prizes. And it's just a chance for you to mingle with other people in your area, maybe that you didn't know, or maybe right down the street from you that are Wild Wednesday watchers. Several of our vendors have already agreed that they would like to come and meet you and spend some time with you. So it's just a couple of hours for us to just have a good time. Now we're starting at 6:30 because obviously we're going to be at the show until about 5:30. And we need time to get from point A to point B and get set up. But we do want you guys to stop and get a hamburger or a taco or something because we're not going to be able to feed you. We're going to have snacks. We'll have bottled water. But make sure you have something to eat before you come because we don't want you starving by the time you leave. Now, we've had several people also asking, are you going to sell the gift bags? And I'm sorry, guys, but it's just not possible for us to do that. It's just a lot of work. And I'm sorry if you're not, where you can come. We understand, obviously, people are watching from all over the United States, Canada, Australia. Not everybody can come, but no, unfortunately, that's just not something we're going to be able to do, and I apologize for that. We do want to remind you that today's vendors, you can find them quick and easy by going to the quiltcraftsomall.com. And anybody that's offering specials today, that is going to be good through midnight Friday night. So you got 2 days. So if you see something you can't live without, you don't want to wait too long. And if you have questions for vendors, Actually, normally we'd have you hold them till the end of the show, but today's kind of a weird day. We had a last minute kind of a issue, so there's only going to be 2 vendors today, one of those being me. So if you have questions as we're going along, I'll be able to watch them a little bit better. So when, for example, Suzanne is going to be our first presenter today, if you wait till she's done with her presentation, and then I'll say, okay, does anybody have questions? So instead of doing them at the end of the show, since there's just 2 of us today, we're going to do it a little different. Now, I do also want to tell you, if you had not seen it yet, normally Beth does her celebration on Wednesday afternoons, about an hour after the show. She's taken a much needed Wild Wednesday off today, so there will not be a celebration later today. She will be back with that next Wednesday. So save up your money and you can buy twice as much from her next week. And we've got some great door prizes today. If you're new with this, I'll be telling you a little bit later in the show how you can be part of the door prize drawing. But we have a great assortment of patterns donated by Suzanne from the Calico Cupboard. We have 2 Wild Wednesday coffee mugs from Wild Wednesday Live. And then I'm going to give away a couple of grab bags of notions. And we have a travel cutting mat from Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface. So some really great door prizes today. And again, we're going to do that a little later on in the show. And I think that's all of the housekeeping stuff that we needed to get done right now. So get Ron over here so that we can bring Suzanne in. Let me get my ears back in so I can hear her. So we'll get her. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, everyone.
So it's snowing where you're at.
It is snowing. It's 27 degrees, so we're still having winter here.
No, it's just wrong. Well, I was telling Suzanne earlier when we were checking in, we were in shorts and t-shirts yesterday. It was 78 degrees and it's like 50 today and freezing. And we're supposed to be cold actually for a couple of days, which is a little weird for this time of year, but we're also going to be almost 90 next week. So we'll be back to normal. But yeah, I'll take my 50 over her 27 any day.
Yeah, you get our weather. It comes here first and then it moves on to you.
Moves on. Well, I'm excited because you said you had some new stuff to show us and we haven't had you on the regular show for a while. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome again to another Wild Wednesday presentation from the Calico Cupboard. And my little dog is here visiting with me, so hopefully he won't interrupt us too much. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to say that we were so happy to be in Phoenix end of January to see some of our old friends that we haven't seen for 2 years. And we're excited to be going to Sacramento end of March, the 24th to the 26th. And as Raylene was mentioning, we'll be donating some things to that grab bag too. I'm collecting things to add to the after party. So I hope you guys will all attend and get a chance to meet everybody that maybe you've been seeing making comments online. So today I have some new things to share with you, some things I've been working on, and then a couple of old favorites that people have been asking for that we've gotten back in. So let me get started by showing you. I know Valentine's Day is over, but I worked this up and then didn't have it ready for Phoenix. So this is the Valentine wreath, and it comes from a pattern called Holiday Wreaths. It's one of our Calico Cupboard patterns. And you're not limited to Valentine's Day. I'm going to be having an Easter wreath ready for Sacramento. And for those of you who've seen us at the show, you're probably familiar with our fall leaf wreath, which is also a Calico Cupboard pattern and it's available on the website. And whether or not you use a straw wreath like this one or a wire wreath that I've used for the Valentine wreath or a styrofoam wreath, could be round, any shape you like. Doesn't matter. You're going to be making a sleeve to go over the wreath and adding some coordinating fabric and some lace, and then whatever little doodads you want to add to accentuate or accessorize your wreath. So that's a wonderful thing. And like I said, I'm going to be working on one for Easter. So we'll have that as well as the pattern available in Sacramento. Also, something new is a new line of fabric by Susie B. And you can see this is the this is the border fabric. And here's another one of the coordinates with the little bees, and it says, let it be and be happy, and it's got some flowers on it. And then this is a hexagonal coordinate that goes with it, kind of a patchwork. And last but not least, just the bees themselves. And bees have been really popular. We've had a lot of requests for bees. So I was really happy to get this line of fabric in and to, oops, well, I'll have to find the apron that I made with it, and I'll show you that in just a minute as soon as I can locate it. I know that we're only a month away from spring. It's still, like we said, it's still winter here. And here's another Valentine project that we have. This is for all you cross stitchers. I've had some requests for some cross stitch projects, and this happens to be a kit. And the perforated paper and all the thread, all the floss is available for you, and you can do whatever you like. If you don't want to frame it like I did, you can make a little gift bag to give to one of your Valentine friends. Something else we have that's new that I was happy to showcase in Phoenix is called the kitchen scarf. And this is a pattern, real simple, easy to make, inexpensive pattern. And you have a piece of fabric. Now this goes around your neck because you're going to use it while you're cooking. So this, the way the pattern is designed, it has tails on the end, because I don't know if you're like me, when you're cooking, you always have to keep wiping your hands off, and I keep putting the towel out of my reach. So this keeps it handy. And if you don't want the towel, the other thing I have problems keeping track of are my oven mitts. So I decided to try a little different thing with this kitchen scarf. Again, it's a sleeve of fabric, and all I did was add a couple of oven mitts to the end, and I can wear it around my neck. And then when I'm ready to take something in and out of the oven or move a warm pot, I've got it handy, and I'm not looking all over my kitchen for my oven mitts. You can make these also if you don't want to buy them, but they're easy to find in different stores, or like I said, there's a pattern available and you can make them. So that's the kitchen scarf, and that pattern is available on our website. It's a real pretty fabric also, kind of kitchen-y with a lot of different vegetables. The other one is a nice kitchen one. It's got little sayings on it. Give us this day our daily bread, and season everything with love, and no matter where I serve my guests, it seems they like my kitchen best. So the nice thing about this fabric and the other one is they coordinate with a lot of different things. So no matter what color you have in your kitchen, they probably would work as well. So those are available. New idea for you. And this is something I showed before, but it's a nice thing that goes along with the kitchen scarf. This is called Coaster Ride. And the pattern includes these silicone inserts that you can use with your coordinating fabric. I don't know how well this is going to show up. There you go. Coordinating fabric, and make coasters. Coordinate those with your kitchen decor or wherever you want to use them. And coming soon, we're expecting in sometime in the next about 7 to 10 days, are patterns for Trivets, again, with the same silicone insert. And then you can coordinate fabric for your kitchen. They come in several different sizes, potholder size, as well as a big size trivet for you to set your casserole dishes on. So look for those on our website in the next 7 to 10 days. Again, they're trivets that go along with the Coaster Ride. Something else that we have that's new. If you've seen me before, you know we've had a lot of requests for soft books. We have a lot of them in our booth. New this time is our Noah's Ark book, and it's hard to see, I know. These are available. You can see the pictures better on the website. Here's one called Teacher's Pet, which has a lot of nice things for school-age kids. And then our ever-popular Bazooples, little kids, good for babies. So look for our soft books. And then something else that's new is this pillow pattern, which is in a book, and it's called the wrap pillows. And what's neat about this is that once you make your pillow, if you choose a fabric that will coordinate with a lot of different things, then you make the wrap, and it's attached just by slipping these straps over so that it's really loose from the pillow. But the nice thing about it is once you have your background fabric that coordinates with a lot of different things, then you can change your wrap out for the seasons. For instance, this is kind of a rusty red, so it would work with fall or Christmas, 4th of July. I'm not sure about Easter, but Valentine's Day for sure, or any other kind of fabric. So if you choose a darker fabric, maybe a navy blue or a black, or even a muslin or a white, even with a small print, then you just add whatever wraps you want and change it out for the seasons or the time of year or your decor. Move it from room to room maybe. So that's the wrap pillow. And last for Valentine's Day, here's something I've been working on. I was disappointed not to have it ready for Phoenix, but it's called 3 of Hearts. And as you can see, it has 3 different heart motifs. And it's a table runner. It could be a wall hanging if you use just one square, or a placemat, but this one is a table runner. And I'll have it available probably in the next week, have a pattern available, as well as there'll be a kit for Sacramento. So remember 3 of Hearts. So that's it for Valentine's Day, but here's another new item. This is called an Armchair Caddy. And the nice thing about this is, for all of you who like to do handwork or stitching, it sits on the arm of your couch like this, and it has a pocket for your scissors or your thread, your embroidery floss, even your chart will fit in here. And what I've used on the front and the back flaps that actually make the pocket are things that come from, it's actually a panel, and it comes from this mug mat pattern. These are inspirational, and it says things like, be your own kind of beautiful, dream, inspire, share, smile, believe, create, make today so awesome that yesterday gets jealous. And then the one I really like is, a balanced diet means a cupcake in each hand, and I go for that. Then I have to go to the gym. But anyway, this is an Armchair Caddy, and again, we'll have a pattern for that as well in Sacramento. And for your sewers who like to have your handy tools close by, or this will even travel to a workshop, it's called a toolie, and it sits on a form, and it has pockets for all of your sewing supplies like scissors and marking pens and needles and maybe thread, a seam ripper, oh, who likes those, and your rotary cutter. Then it folds up and has a elastic band that goes around it. So you just collapse it, fold it up, and take it to your class with you. And unfortunately, I've had a lot of requests for this fabric, but it's been out of print for a long time. But there's so many new fabrics that have sewing motifs that I don't think you'll have a problem finding the right fabric for you. And this is called the toolie, and it's available also on our website. And for the gentlemen in the audience, and maybe even the gals too, here's an apron. This was new for us. It's called a Burger Time. I'll get it open so you can see. There we go. You can see. Maybe if I back up, you can see better. So it has a hamburger motif. Makes me hungry just looking at it. And the pockets look like packets of French fries. And on the back, then we put a flame fabric, but you could put anything. So again, this is called Burger Time, and it's available also on our website. And the nice thing about this panel comes with instructions about how to put it together. And also, if you traced around it on a piece of pattern paper before you actually put it together, then you'd have a pattern for this apron if you wanted to make it out of some other fabric that you have. So it's kind of a twofer. You get the panel with the apron, and then you also have a pattern as well. So Burger Time apron. And here's also a new panel that we just got in. This one is called Silver Jubilee, and I'm going to back up because it's quite big so you can see what it looks like. It's actually about 33 by, maybe not quite 33, maybe 27 by 45, and it's really pretty blue fabrics. We had a good response to this in Phoenix. So Silver Jubilee, it's also on the website. And then I promised you that apron from the Susie B fabric, and here it is. This pattern is called Punch and Cookies, which is available on the website. And so you can see I used the border fabric for the base of the apron, and then the coordinating fabric patchwork for the little band, and then the bees for the little skirt, and then the other fabric makes the yoke and the ties. So Punch and Cookies apron from Susie B fabric. Now, I told you I had some old favorites, and this is something we had a lot of requests for. This was the Berry Merry Christmas Advent calendar, and many of you have told me that you made one of these many years ago for your kids, and now you're making them for your grandchildren. And we actually sold out of these in Phoenix. So I was really happy to hear that they were reprinting them, and they should be here tomorrow. So if you're still interested, a lot of you mentioned in Phoenix that you were interested in for me to call you. So if you're listening today, don't hesitate. Just give me a call and we'll get it out to you as soon as they get in. Otherwise, it'll be on the website. So that's a Berry Merry Christmas Advent calendar. And then here's also a new panel that we got. This one is a Noah's Ark. You can see it's really bright, cheerful fabrics. So the panel is 36 by 45, so it's a 1 yard panel. And then we have the coordinating fabric for the border. So again, Noah's Ark, it's on the website. Lots of new stuff. It's good. Good to have new things. And then we got this one back in again too. This is the Bazooples. And it makes a really nice baby quilt. And we have several coordinates that go with it. So this one coordinates with that book I showed you, the Bazooples book. And the nice thing about this is the colors go for either boys or girls. There's pink, blue, green, yellow in here. So lots of choices. Nice baby quilt. And as I said, it's only a month until spring. And so I want to remind you about the Cathedral window pillow. It's a nice springy colors, pretty roses, nice fabric line. The Cathedral, the pattern is on our website as well. First, that are springy. And it's a kit actually. This is a flower pot table runner, and it has all the fabric that comes with it, the scallop border, as well as the blocks to make the squares with the flower pots, and then the pretty polka dot fabric for the back. I had some ladies talk to us in Roseville and said, gee, I really like that. I haven't seen this fabric in a long time. And it is from a line that's not available anymore, but it's real springy and nice, gives you a nice lift. And then here's another table runner. This is Pretty Violets from a table runner pattern we have available on the website. And the backing is real pretty too. So the front is made from a border. And then the backing, you can see the all over violets. Here's a happy small little wall hanging if you just want to do something small. This is from a panel called Sunshine Kisses. And there's 7 or 8 different squares or rectangles on this panel. This is bright and cheery, kind of a lime green. There's some navy blue. Anyway, this panel's on the website too, and it's only $7.99. Makes a real nice small gift for somebody. And then springtime, you know, Easter's right around the corner, middle of, or almost to the end of April. So here's a pattern from a panel, and there's 2 of these large panels, which makes a nice placemat, and then some smaller ones. This one is nice for a small wall hanging or centerpiece on your table, Also, this is really nicely displayed too from those table stands that you've seen at the shows by Ackfeld. So again, bunny hop, table runner or placemat and centerpiece. And then last but not least, oh, not last, I have something else. I almost forgot. Here's another springy, summery thing. This is the Apple Time table runner. And again, it's made from panel with these apple squares, as well as across the top and the bottom, the border fabric. So again, Apple Time. And this is easy. You don't even need a pattern for it. You just need the fabric. So, and you can make it any size you like. This one is quite big. It fits my table, but you can even do smaller parts of it and make placemats or centerpiece for your table. So lots of options with the Apple Time. And then I told you there was one more thing. We have, this is again an old favorite. This is called Classic Camper sewing machine cover. And we sold out of this in Phoenix, but happily we're notified that it was being reprinted and it also should be arriving tomorrow. So if you missed the opportunity to pick one of these up in Phoenix, see us in Sacramento or give me a call or order off the website. It's available. The panel is $11.99 and it has the instructions for putting it together. So there's no guesswork and all the pieces are available on that panel. So there's a front and a back as well as the sides. And then the panel actually has a handle that you can put on the top if you want a handle. I don't need a handle for mine, I don't think, but it's there if you like it. So again, this is the Vintage Camper sewing machine cover. And if you want to make your own sewing machine cover, there is a pattern available. It's called the Cover Up, and it looks like this. I'm sorry, Undercover. And so you can adjust the size to fit any size sewing machine because you may have a small Singer, or you may have a large Bernina or another large sewing machine, especially if you've got one that is a quilter and an embroiderer. And so you can make your own. And this happens to be made from one of our Sewing Time panels, which has 6 different old-fashioned sewing machines. There's one, and here's the other one, but there are others on the panel as well. And again, this was made from the Undercover pattern, and we have the coordinating fabric that has notions as well as the old-fashioned sewing machines. And these are all available on the website too. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a chance to visit us in Sacramento. And I'm happy to say again that I'm going to donate to the gift bags at the after party. So I hope you'll all come and enjoy that. And we look forward to seeing everybody. So in the meantime, stay safe and keep sewing. And we'll see you then.
Oh my gosh, Suzanne, I'm seeing everything you show. I'm like, that's my favorite. Oh no, that's my favorite. Oh no, that's my favorite. You had a great lineup of stuff today, and I have a feeling it's going to cost me a fortune. I love the bees. I loved that blue one, that big panel. That was gorgeous. And actually, anybody has any questions for Suzanne, go ahead and type them in. Now, I did see earlier that Terry would like to know what the size is and the price of the Advent calendar.
The Advent calendar is 12, I think it's $12.50. Could be a little more, depends. When I get it tomorrow, get the invoice. It is, just a second, I'll tell you how big it is. I buried it up here.
And guys, remember, from now till midnight on Friday, on her website, if you spend $25 or more, you get 20% off. So this is the time to stock up on this stuff. And anybody knows, if you see something that's holiday related, don't hesitate to get it, because when we get closer to the holidays, this stuff will be gone. So that Advent calendar, grab that sucker up. You may not get a chance to.
You don't have to make it right away, but
Exactly.
It's about 24 by 40. And it has this cute little bear here that you cut out, and then you move from room to room every day before Christmas. So it's a nice little activity for the kids. You can attach little candies if you like, but if you're one of those households that doesn't want to have a lot of candy at Christmas time, you don't have to. But down here on the bottom, there's a little legend that tells you every day where to put the bear, or where to look for the bear, I guess, if mom does it ahead of time. So I don't know if they're going to reprint it again, so I'm happy that they did this time. So don't miss out if this is something you want. I can't tell you how many ladies said, I made that for my children, but now I want to make them for my grandchildren.
Brenda K, I think your question got cut off. So if you can type that in again. Oh, Jenny, yeah, we know Jenny's not a computer. She does not like dealing with that, but she doesn't have any trouble calling in and spending money. And we don't mind, Jenny, believe me. Let's see. Oh, the sewing machine cover. How much is that pattern?
The pattern or the panel?
How about tell us for both?
Okay, the pattern is $10.50 and the panel is $11.99.
So see, there you go. That's a pretty good deal. And anybody else have any more questions before we let Suzanne get back to the sewing machine and the snow and everything?
Shovel tomorrow.
Oh, Ruth, no, we are not going to be selling those bags. Unfortunately, that's just a little bit too hard for us to do. We're sorry if you're not going to be close enough to make it, but it's just not possible. We talked about it, and the party's already a lot of work, and we're just not going to be able to do that. We're only going to be making enough for the amount of tickets that we're going to sell. So sorry about that. So anybody else have questions for Suzanne? Last chance. Of course, it's not really, because you can always call and ask her if you think of something later. But her website again is the CalicoCupboardStore.com. And you can also get her through the Quiltcraft Sew Mall. Yes, Suzanne.
I forgot one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
A lot of people ask about the playmat, and they did reprint them, and we will have these available. They're available now, and we'll have them again in Sacramento. So sorry.
Awesome. Sounds like you're going to be good and stocked up for Sacramento.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we are too. There's a big gap between shows, so I'm already antsy. Well, Suzanne, thank you so much.
Gives you time to get your stuff together, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But we're going to let you go then, and we'll see you in Sacramento. I'm sure I'll talk to you before then. And we'll look forward to having you on again soon. The next time you get a new batch of stuff. Whoops. Terry that asked the question got a phone call about the size and cost of the Advent calendar. So can you say that again? Suzanne, can you repeat the price of and the size of the Advent calendar? I don't think she can hear me anymore. Terry, if you go back, just watch this again and just run back a little bit from where we are now. She did mention it, but yeah, I don't think she can hear us anymore. So we are going to let her go. And Lynn, we're going to talk about that again in just a second. But for now, thank you again, Suzanne. I'm so glad we were able to get her on. It's been a while since she's been on a regular show. So before I do my demo today, I just want to do a quick tip real quick. And we've done this one before, but this is one of those things that I feel like we need to mention a lot. And that is the rule of thumb on your sewing machine needle. Change to a new needle whenever you're starting a new project. You will be so much happier with your stitches. Our needles get dull, especially if you're sewing through batting as well. But also, if you're sewing and it doesn't seem like the stitches are even, and you keep hearing a little clicking noise, you probably bent your needle a little bit, and it's hitting the plate underneath the feed dogs. So again, if that's happening, put in a new fresh needle. You'll be glad you did. You're going to be sewing smoother, a lot better stitches, etc. And then also, don't forget to clean your machine. All of your machines in the manual should tell you what you need to do for cleaning it. And we have a good friend that is a sewing machine refurbisher, maintenance guy, that we're going to try to get him on, hopefully in March, and have him give us some tips about keeping our machines working at optimum. So we're going to hope to have him on soon. Okay. let's see. I have something fun that I want to demonstrate today. I've kind of been on a mission. I've been looking for fun, quick, easy things that I can show that you can get done quick for gifts, for yourself. And I ran across the cutest thing. So I'm going to have Ron switch over to the other camera right now. So this is called Hot Fingers. And Hot Fingers is a little kind of, I guess what you would call it, kind of like a little hot pad for your fingers. So if you're taking something out of the microwave, like, a bag of popcorn or a baked potato or something where you don't need a great big pot holder or mitt, these work great for just those little small things. So I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to make hot fingers. Now, first of all, the pattern came, of course, with the pattern piece. Came with this pattern piece right here. And as I was making the first one, just to see if it was as easy as I thought it was going to be, Ron says, well, I'd cut my little piece out of some template plastic. And Ron said, wouldn't it be easier if that was out of acrylic and then you could rotary cut it? And I'm like, well, yeah, but I don't have one out of acrylic. So, of course, us being acrylic people, he made me one. So, first thing I want to tell you about this is notice right here where they tell you to leave it open. This is not big enough to turn these right side out. I tried every which way but crazy to get one to turn, and it didn't. So what we did is we modified this just a little bit, and what I did was have Ron leave a little bit larger opening. It's still difficult to turn, but it'll work. So what we're going to be using is some very small pieces of fabric, and you can actually, if you have some leftover layer cakes, 2 layer cake squares will be more than enough to make this. So the first thing that we're going to need is some Pellon fusible interfacing, or the fusible fleece interfacing. Fusible fleece, because you want a little bit of thickness so that you don't burn your fingers through the fabric. You're going to take 2 pieces. Whoops, hang on a minute. I got them all clipped together here. We're going to have 2 pieces of our base of fabric. So these are the same fabric. You're going to press on your fusible onto the back side, and then we're going to cut our base piece. Now, I like doing this with my rotary mat that's on the turntable. This is my fabulous turntable mat that I got from the Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface, who is one of our regulars on the show. And I love it. And I also, for this one, I'm using my 28 millimeter cutter. Now, you can use a larger cutter, but I tried both my 45 and my 60, and you know what? The 28 just hugged those curves so well. And we're going to have these on sale today as well if you don't have a 28. So you're just basically going to cut that out. And like I said, it's nice if you have your rotary or your turntable mat, because you just turn it. Whoops, I got off a little bit. I looked up at the camera and got off my cutting line, but that's okay. So I've cut that piece out. So I'm going to do another one so that I have 2 cut out from that same fabric. Next, I need to cut my pockets. Now, I can use the same fabric, that's fine, but I just chose to do a coordinating fabric. So now, what I'm going to do is I've got my fusible on the back of it. I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to line up. Let me turn around so you can see it. This line right here says cut 2 on the fold for pockets. So I'm just going to lay that down, and then I'm going to cut out my 2 pockets, because again, there's my 2 pieces. So I'm going to cut out 2 pockets. Once I cut those pockets out, let me get my next step here. So see, I'll have a piece like this. Then and I actually pressed it, folded. Then if you want, you can actually, there you go. You can stitch that down. I highly recommend you take a second and do that, because it just takes a bit, but it really does hold it together nicely. But you don't have to if you don't want to. But I did, after doing a couple of them, I did like it better if that was stitched down. So now I've got my pockets folded. I've got my 2 pieces cut out for the body. I'm going to layer it. Now, they also tell you to use a little piece of ribbon, and we did put a mark for the ribbon, but quite honestly, and when we get the finished one done and I show it, I'll show you, but I don't think I will put the ribbon in them anymore. I just didn't see it was necessary, because to hang it that direction like that just seemed impractical for me. It's just better to throw it in a drawer, but it kind of depends on what your storage situation is. So when I layer them, let me get that out of the way so you can see. You're going to start with your body piece, take one of your pockets, line it up on this side, take the other, line it up on the opposite side, and then we're going to flip this one on top. Now you're going to want to grab your clips. You guys know I love our clips. And just clip around a few places to hold it in place. Now, you're going to leave, now remember here it showed right here, we're going to be leaving, let me get it turned right side. Going to leave an opening because we're going to need to turn that in a minute. So what I've been doing is I put a clip right at the edge of that pocket on both sides so that I kind of remember where I'm going to stop sewing, or you can even just put a little mark because it's not going to show, whatever pin, whatever works for you. You know, as much as we all follow patterns, we all still do whatever we want to do on a lot of this stuff. So, like I said, I clip it all the way around. Then I'm going to start on one side, and I can feel where that pocket starts. So I just start 1 or 2 stitches outside of the pocket, back stitch 1 or 2 to tack, just to tie it off, and you're just going to sew all the way around. Now I thought I had, yeah, I do. Oh, that's the same step. So you're going to sew all the way around. Once you sew it all the way around, and again, if you were going to do the ribbon, you would stick the loop of the ribbon in on this side, and you'd have a tail sticking out. And I just left a little extra, and then I trimmed it off after I sewed it, just so I had a little more to grab onto. Once you sew all the way around, then you're going to turn it. And once you turn it right side out, there is our hot finger. Now what I did is where I turned it, I just folded it in, pressed it, and then I just sewed right there. And then I thought, oh, that doesn't look like the other side, so I just sewed down there as well. Now, a couple of them that I did, and this is really bad because my machine wasn't set right, and I did it on purpose in white so you could see it. But a couple of them, you know, I did stitch all the way around the outside, and I went, you know what, that was just more sewing than I needed to do. But really just doing that little stitch right there and there, so that way I closed it up, or you can do it by hand. But it makes such a cute gift. And like I said, you can see where I was talking about. I don't know that I would hang it like that, but to put the little tab on the end, I thought, well, that's a lot more thickness I'm going to have to sew through. But you could do that if you want. Either way, I mean, it doesn't matter. But these are super great gifts, but it's good for yourself too. And I'm going to tell you, the first one I made, not knowing what the heck I was doing, kind of trying to follow the pattern, it was done in like 35, 40 minutes. They go so quick. I think now I could probably whip out 2 or 3 at a time in about 30 minutes time. Now, as far as how we sell it, first of all, again, the rotary cutter and our binder clips, if you haven't got those before, are on our website. If you go to the Wild Wednesday tab, they're all on sale. And I don't remember exactly what the sale price was on all of them, but everything in there is on sale. So you can get a new cutter if you need one. You can get clips if you need them. But as far as our hot fingers, what you're going to get in the kit is you are going to get the pattern and the pattern piece here. So you're going to get all this little pattern. You are going to get a big enough piece of the fleece fusible that you'll have enough to do one, and you might have a little bit left over. And you're also going to get the acrylic template. And I've also thrown in a piece of the ribbon in there, so if you want to put the tab. So all that's going to come together as a kit. And Ron's showing me that the small rotary cutter's on sale for $13. And this kit is normally $19.99. The Wild Wednesday price on this is $15.99. So you're getting your acrylic template, your fusible, your pattern, your little piece of ribbon. So all you need is, you know, a couple of scraps of fabric, and you will be able to get that done quickly. Again, it was so much fun to make, and I know I'm going to make a whole bunch more, and I've got some other like different colors here. Notice this one, I even got the one pocket crooked because I was hurrying, but you know what? I'll keep this one for myself. Who cares? I don't care if it's crooked, if it's for me. And I'll give this one that I took more time. I'll give that one away. So again, they are quick, they're easy, they are on sale. So you be sure and check out the Wild Wednesday tab on our website. Does anybody have any questions about that little quick demo? Go ahead and type those in now. Oh, Julie, yeah, the acrylic template comes as part of that little kit with the pattern and the fusible and everything. Again, that's on sale for, how much was it again, Ron? $15.99. And you can use that for other things as well. Linda, yes, great scrap buster. And Rhonda, yes, you're leaving the opening. And like I said, if you look at your pattern, you'll notice that they only left about an inch. And I made one that went in the trash. Whoops, I'm dropping stuff here. Because it was impossible to turn it. It could not be turned through that little 1-inch spot. So we did leave the opening a little bit bigger by making the pockets a little smaller, but it didn't matter. It still worked just as good by having those pockets just a tiny bit smaller. Let's see. Thank you, Ruth. Yes, you go to the Wild Wednesday tab on justnotions.com. Yes, absolutely, Pat. You could use that template to make a wallet. That's a good thing about acrylic templates. If you use your imagination, you can use them for all kinds of things. I mean, we've seen that with Linda Winter's templates. Let's see. Ron, roll back up. Oh, will the fleece melt? Well, I wouldn't. This particular, you don't want to put it in the microwave and turn the microwave on because it's not 100% cotton. I'm not sure if it would melt or not. I don't think so. I mean, not depending on how much heat you're putting on it, because you're ironing on it when you're fusing it. So, yeah, Karen, I agree with you. The little tab, it's cute and all, but it was just something else I needed to do. That it was just another step, and I'm like all about leaving out the step I don't think I need to do. Let's see. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Well, hopefully you guys will go check that out on the website. And again, it's under the Wild Wednesday tab. But also, while you're there, that's where you're going to find the party ticket if you haven't purchased your party ticket yet. Now, remember, it's $25, and that is to cover the cost of the room and other expenses that we have putting the party on. The vendors are donating the prizes and things, which is so generous of them. And like I said, several of them will be there as well. And, Tammy, you wondered about Insulbright. You could definitely use it. It's a little bit thicker, so it might be a little harder to turn. But you might want to just put it on one side of the body, because I actually thought about trying that. I think I'll try that this week. But, yeah, if you use the Insulbright, then you can use it as a hot pad on the counter as well. And do I sell blades? Do I sell blades, Carolyn? I carry all sizes. I got 1-packs, 2-packs, 3-packs, 5s, 10s, you name it. And if you do order by Friday, I will give you a little discount on the blades too. We didn't put those on the sale, but I can do whatever I want, right? So I'll give you a little discount on the blades as well. Let's see. Okay, so again, party tickets. You can go on justnotions.com, click on Wild Wednesday, and you can buy your ticket there. And I'll mail you a receipt, so you'll have something, in your hand showing that you paid for your ticket. We are limiting it to 40 tickets. Again, this is kind of a test. Everybody's like, where else are you going to do it? We don't know yet. To be quite honest, we're not planning any further until we see how this goes at Sacramento. We may find it's just way too much work for us to do when we're already working a busy show. So again, it's up in the air at this point. Now, door prize time. So if you're new with us, the way you enter the door prize drawing today, and this is whether if you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, either way, I'm going to see all your entries. I'm going to give you a word in just a moment, and you're going to type it in the comments. Now, you're only going to type it in one time, because I don't have time to go through and filter out all the multiples. One time, I'll get it. Then you're going to check back right here on the Wild Wednesday Facebook page in about an hour after the show's over, and I will post who the 5 winners were. And it'll tell you what you need to do to claim your prize, which is basically you're going to email me with your information so we can get that in the mail to you. But you do need to claim your prize by midnight on Friday. Now, we make it easy for you to find that post once I put it up, because it's a real brightly colored thing that says winner, and I'll pin it to the top of the page. So as soon as you go to Wild Wednesday, it should be the first thing you see. And like I said, it takes me usually about an hour after the show's over to do that. So you guys all ready? Everybody's got your typing fingers ready? The word for today is kind of a wishful thinking word. It's spring. Spring, because like Suzanne said, it's a month away, but I'm ready for it now. I'm done with this cold weather. So go ahead and type that in. And let's see, I'm looking to see if there's any other questions that I might have missed. Let's see. So we're scrolling through. Ron's doing the scrolling for me, and I'm having a seizure here watching him go up and down. Let's see. No, Catherine, yeah, you do leave an opening, and that's marked on the template. You are going to leave a couple of inches on one side, and then once you turn it, you can either whip stitch it down, or you can turn it under and sew it down on the machine, however it's easiest for you. And oh my gosh, you guys are going crazy typing this in. It might take me an hour and 5 minutes here to do today's winner. And again, I do want to mention, as far as the door prizes go, I'm sorry, I should have said this before. I even have it highlighted on my paper so I don't forget, and I almost forgot. And we have a lot of people watching in Canada. We have a lot of people watching in Australia, throughout the country, different places. If you want to participate in the door prize and you are outside the continuous 48 states, you will need to pay the shipping if you win, only because it's just way too expensive for our vendors to donate the prize and then spend $20, $25 getting it to you. So if you want to participate from outside the continuous 48 states, just know you'll get your prize, but you will need to cover the shipping. So if you opt out, I don't want to do that, just don't enter. That's the best way to put that. We hate that we have to do that, but shipping has just gone so crazy. And Victor, yes, you do. You get wild with us every week, and we appreciate you being here. Okay. If you haven't already signed up for the Wild Wednesday fan club, you can do that on the Wild Wednesday Facebook page as well. And eventually we'll be doing some fun stuff with that as well. It's just, Beth and I are so stinking busy all the time. I told you guys before, or we've both told you, we are the masters of coming up with cool, fun things to do. We are not the masters of executing it all. So one of these days, we're going to have so much fun stuff going on with Wild Wednesday. And speaking of Beth, I do want to remind you once again that her normal Wednesday afternoon celebration, she is not having today. She's taking a much needed day off. So she'll be back with you next Wednesday, which is March 2nd. And be back to that celebration. And if you're new with this and you don't know what we're talking about, Beth, my co-host, does an online sale every Wednesday after Wild Wednesday Live, and she has some great bargains, and it's a lot of fun. I usually try to tune in and watch for a while as well, but if you aren't familiar with Beth, she is the owner of Fabric Chicks Creative Oasis in Gardnerville, Nevada. It's a huge store packed full of stuff, so if you're ever in the Reno area, you got to make sure that you go. Oh, Catherine and Ruth, how was Vegas? We didn't really do much, but that was kind of the idea. We needed some rest. So we went to Red Rock one day, walked around, mostly we just went from one place to eat to the next place to eat. We said we were eating our way through Las Vegas. We have a lot of favorite restaurants up there. And we did, played little pennies. I broke even, so that's always a good day. But the downside, I did a whole bunch of shopping, which is our other reason for going there. We actually only live about 90 miles from there, so that's our closest big town to go shopping. So we are up there quite a bit. And someone asked if we were close to Kingman. I think Ron typed in, but yeah, we're about an hour from Kingman. We're in Fort Mojave, Arizona, which is right next door to Bullhead City and Laughlin. So we're kind of the mini Las Vegas, just right. We are at the Colorado River, so that's where we are. So any more questions before we end a little bit earlier today? Again, we kind of had an odd situation last minute we had to do a reschedule for our third person, and normally I would have plugged Beth in, but she was taking the day off, so you guys were stuck with just me and Suzanne. But hopefully we kept you entertained and inspired you with some ideas, and hopefully we see a lot of you guys in Sacramento. Oh, Rondi wants to know, am I teaching in Sacramento? Yes, I will be doing 2 classes. You know, I don't do the circle quilts anymore because we sold that part of the company, but I'm now doing a notions class that has been really successful. I'll be doing that 2 times a day at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And Carolyn, how do you get a discount on the blades? I'll take care of you. Just order them and I will discount them for you. Okay? So you don't have to worry about that. I got you. Got you covered, sister. And when is Sacramento? March 24th through the 26th. And that's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday and Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Saturday, 10 to 4. And that is at Cal Expo in Sacramento. And, what are this week's prizes? Kathy, were you napping when I said that? That's okay. I don't mind repeating them. So we have an assortment of patterns from Suzanne at Calico Cupboard. 2 Wild Wednesday coffee mugs from Wild Wednesday Live. I'm going to do 2 goodie bags of notions. And we have a travel cutting mat from the Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface. They're also very generous. Even when she's not on the show, she's always good to offer up gifts and prizes for us. So we just asked you guys, you know, when you go to the show, I know a lot of you guys are going to be at Sacramento, and we're so excited about that. Same thing, we saw so many of you at Phoenix. Be sure you mention to our vendors that are on the show, that donate these things. Just, you know, when you walk by their booth, just say, hey, I saw you on Wild Wednesday. So they know all this work is paying off, because it is a lot of work to get together to come on the show. And we're always so grateful to all the vendors that do. But let them know you appreciate them by just telling them thank you when you see them. And let's see. Oh, yes, Ruth. Ruth, my webmaster, all of our webmasters, she's so awesome. She reminded me of something that I was going to mention. You know, I've talked a lot about the wool pressing mats, which I love, and most people that have them love them. And I've talked about how they're a little bit on the pricey side, but they're worth it. Well, we've been out of them for weeks. I didn't even have any for Phoenix. It's the first time in I don't know how long. I haven't had them for a show. Well, they are now on their way back in, and I should have them in a day or 2. But here's the cool part. The prices have come down drastically. So much that I called my rep and said, was this a mistake on the invoice? And he's like, nope, we found a different source for the wool, better pricing, and we're passing that on. So for example, the 8.5 by 8.5 square, the small kind of carry with you that was $20, it's $9.99 now. So if you've been waiting to buy a wool mat, go to my website. The new prices are up. And the mats will be in a day or 2. So as soon as they come in, I can ship those orders. So, Lori, good question. What blade, she wants to know, does the holes for the crochet on the end of blankets? That is the skip blade. Now, skip blade comes in 2 sizes. The smaller one is if you're going to crochet like the end of pillowcases or cotton tablecloths. And then the larger skip if you're doing the fleece blankets, and that's the one I use all the time. And it's nice because it just it skips so that you just get the holes, but they're nice and uniform. And I usually like to go in about 3/8 of an inch from the edge is usually where I do that skip blading. And let's see. Oh, Shirley, the code word today, did you miss it? Okay, Beth wouldn't tell you again because she's meaner than me, but since she's not here, I can do what I want. So it's spring. And let's see.
Wild on Wednesday.
Hang on, Ron's talking to me, huh?
It's the Wild Wednesday.
I still don't know what you're saying.
I get wild with you on Wednesday. That's the code.
Oh, yeah, the code for the show, when you come up to Beth and me and Adele at the show, is I Get Wild with You on Wednesdays. And we're actually been kind of prodding some of the other vendors to do something as well. So we'll let you know about that when Sacramento gets here. Beth and I actually have an idea for something fun, kind of a scavenger hunt type of thing for our Wild Wednesday vendors at the show. So we're hoping we can get that together. So yeah, when you see us at the show, you have to say, I Get Wild with You on Wednesday. Beth and I both have a really cool gift to give you. And Adele usually joins in, and actually Teresa from Big Mat. A lot of the other vendors are starting to join in with that. But I'm going to warn you, if you don't say it right to Beth, she's not giving you your gift. So she always says, write it on your hand, make a note, put it in your phone, whatever you got to do. But remember, it's I Get Wild with You on Wednesdays. Okay, guys. Well, it looks like we probably need to be wrapping it up because I'm just, standing here chit-chatting with you. And I notice people are dropping off the count, so they're tired of hearing me drone on. So, and Mary, I know you will, by the way. And Mary, you were on my mind earlier because I think you probably saw that gnome thing that Ruth posted with the little flower pot hats. I thought of you. It's just wrong. And okay, guys, so we're going to let you get back to your sewing machines, and hopefully we had a little bit of inspiration for you today, and Beth will be back with us next week. So we just hope that everybody goes out and makes the rest of this week a creative one. We thank you for your support, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye now.